I think I found the proper tightness for my hat when I wear it, just to make it so that it doesn't move as much. I've gotten the camera adjusted here. I think I'm okay. Two of the reasons why I decided not to go with yesterday's coffee morning was, number one, the camera really wasn't working as well as well, it's not the camera so much as it was the monitor. See, I use the iPhone over here as a monitor just to see where everything is in relative position. Because I don't trust it, I should just use it once and then turn it off, because I just need to frame the area I'm looking at. And yesterday, it wasn't framed very well, and I went over and I did the maca pot, and half the maca pot was missing half the time. We couldn't see the cool molten goodness that came out of the top, and that bothered me. And number two, I went on a weird rant about strippers and customer service. So we're going to cut out that part of the the stripper part. I had a horrible headache yesterday. Apparently, I came to realize I was allergic to red dye about 5 or 6 years ago. Didn't used to be. Sudden onset. It was really weird. Just one day I drank a soda, I think a red pop, and then my kidneys were on fire. And I'm like, well, I can't do that anymore. But then, to make sure, I did it 3 more times, and every time, exact same thing. Well, now it's developed into blue as well, so I can't have anything dyed with blue. Sunday night, went out with some really good friends to a wonderful Korean hot pot place, and we had one blue drink, and then the food was excellent. We had a wonderful time. Korean hot pot, we can get into that in a second. But had a blue drink. Not the first time I've had a blue drink and have gotten a headache from it. Did it again yesterday. Was more intense yesterday. No pain medication could get rid of it. So chalk that up. I'll have to update my what makes me sick, I guess. Because right now it's just penicillin. It's all it's ever been. Now I get to add red dye and blue dye. Hooray. So anyway, I bought this. We have a wonderful Italian restaurant called Carfagna's. They opened very recently up in this area, and they've got so much wonderful stuff, like a lot of Italian bread, a lot of Italian pastries. They have a meat counter, a full big meat counter. They've got a deli counter. They've got frozen pasta. It's just the most amazing place. And they just put out this Illy Arabica, imported by Canada, imported in the United States by, imported in Canada. So, yeah, but yeah, it's, I've never had it. It is a whole bean. I've not even opened the darn thing. I'm very excited. I'm sure this is going to sound amazing. Caution. Ring Langasm. Well, that sounds like fun. No, wait. Ring Langasm. No, it's all Ring Langasm. Lift ring slowly to let the gas out. Okay, so this is what we're missing, fellas. Langasm is slowly. If you want a great Langasm, pull the ring slowly. Ooh, little hiss. Not too bad. Ooh. This is, they had a bunch of different roasts. They had a dark roast that looked really interesting, but I think this is the medium. It is smoothie fruit notes, which means it's going to be a little acidic. Fruit notes usually mean acidic. Chocolate notes usually mean it's going to be more on the bitter side. So, ooh, it smells really nice. Ooh, boy, that's exciting. This does this not have a date on it for, of course, it's underneath everything. Hang on a second. February 2024. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to fill this up for a normal pour over. This looks really good. I'm interested to see if I get that white particulate, and it's got a nice little top. Slides right on. Ooh, I like the action on that. Ooh, wow, it's just one and done. Ooh, it's good action on that lid. It's a good lid. We're gonna take her up to the full 200 today. So let's get this started, and then we'll go on to the barbecue story because it's a great story. Well, I guess I think it's a great story. It's not necessary. I mean, to me, it's a great story. It's fun. So, like I said, we went out Sunday night and to a wonderful new Korean barbecue place. There aren't any Yelp reviews for this place. At least there wasn't when we went, because it was having its soft grand opening, which means it is a grand opening with no fanfare. They did have a big sign out, so saying it was their grand opening, but they weren't advertising it in the paper. They weren't, all of that. There wasn't a band there. There was no fanfare. There was no pomp and circumstance. They were just soft opening, and the place was just packed full of people, and it smelled like wonderful barbecue. See the little piling around the ends here, on the inside here? The Bones Coffee doesn't do that. But these ones that are like this, these ones that are like, I wonder if that's just the way it is. Which is weird, because like I said, the Bones Coffee, you don't get this particulate on the side here. This waxy looking thing here. You only get the coffee in the bottom, which is nice, but I don't think it makes any difference in the taste. I've not done enough to ascertain. Ooh, it smells really nice ground up. It's I do get some fruit. Notes are so it sounds so pretentious, but I mean it's not. I mean, yeah, and look at the bottom of the grinder here. So all these little particulates, you don't get that with the Bones Coffee. It must just be the way it's roasted. It's very interesting to me. We'll go another 20 degrees, which shouldn't take very long. So anyway, yeah, so Korean barbecue, it's a Korean barbecue / hot pot place. So Korean barbecue is, you sit at a table, there's a barbecue pit in the middle of the table. It's either natural gas or propane. But the griddle heats up with flame on the bottom. You don't see the flame at all. It's just a solid metal top, mostly nonstick. And they bring you out the thinnest slices of meat humanly possible. And then you put it on the griddle, and they stay on there for like 30 seconds, and then you flip it over, and maybe another 10 seconds, and then your meat's cooked. And then you get your dipping sauces, and then you eat the food. And the dipping sauces are like sesame, the hot chili oil, fried chili oil, ponzu sauce, that kind of stuff. See, I didn't take very long at all. And it's just a wonderful experience. You get beef and chicken and pork, and then you've got seafood. The only issue I really had was I got some salmon, and they're just little flaky strips like this. It's just like little strips. And I got the salmon. We'll let that bloom. And it kind of stuck to the pan a little bit, but it was like 45 minutes into the meal, and the barbecue had already got a nice coating of pork and beef that we were already cooking on there. And this was an all-you-can-eat place, so you have a time limit of 2 hours, which, if you think about it, is a long time. Initially, you're like, oh, only 2 hours. What am I going to do? But you're getting so much meat and cooking it that it's like, look at the gas. Look at the gas escape. There's a big bubble right there where the gas is escaping because it's all been, because it's blooming. That's funny. I've never seen a bubble that big. Anyway, so it's just a really fun experience where you basically cook your own meat. And then it's also a hot pot, which is a pot of stock of some kind or some kind of soup. And then it's the same thing applies. It's on a hot plate, so it's constantly boiling in front of you. And then you just take your raw, thinly sliced beef, you put it in there, or your thinly sliced pork, and you put it in there, and you wait about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and then when you pull it out, it's fully cooked, and it's ready to eat. And it's pre-sauced because it's in that wonderful soup. And then you just eat it. And then at the end of the meal, when it comes time to the end of the meal, you get your noodles, and you put your noodles, like udon or ramen noodles, and you put them in there. I think they have vermicelli as well. You put it in there, and you let it soak up the boiling soup for a while, and then you just spoon out the noodles and and the soup, and then you just have the soup, and because it's had all of that meat boiling in it, it's changed the texture and changed the flavor, and it's just a wonderful thing. It's so much fun, and it's nice to have one as big as this one in Columbus. It's a really large restaurant in the middle of a strip mall. If you're looking for cultural things, go to a strip mall. The Bethel Henderson area is full of wonderful Asian culture. There's so many shops in different areas. So we went there. We had the hot pot, and I had a blue. I don't know. It was blue, and the next morning, it hurt so bad, and it wasn't one of those dull things. No, I take that back. It was kind of dull. It was like a dull pain that was right in front of your face. It was like anchored. It was like right here in front of your face, but you could feel every step of the way. And it was like just a dull ache that would not go away. And it made me really irritable. So I had an entire rant about maybe someday it'll come back up and I'll post the audio, because the video, unfortunately, like I said, everything was like down just low enough to where you couldn't really see where I was looking. Today seems to be good. I've got the monitor on, so that's good. I mean, I didn't even want to bother with a monitor yesterday, so I was just so aggravated at being in pain. So today, much better, much better. Don't really have any pain anywhere, which is rare these days. So so we're brewing this coffee, and it smells really nice. And the color's really good. I like the color on that. Nice and dark and rich. And is there any indication of the roast on this? It's coffee beans, notes de fruits. Who doesn't want some notes de fruits? Ethiopia. Is it Ethiopia? 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 Is that how you spell Ethiopia? Okay. Oh, that's not how I would spell Brazil. That's how I would spell Guatemala, and that's how I would spell Colombia. It's not how I would spell Brazil. This is at least not how I was told how to spell Brazil. And Ethiopia is not how I would spell it either. So we can kind of see here in the middle. I just lost my hand thingy. So it's 4 nuts out of 9. 5 nuts out of 9? Who scales shit out of 9? So you see, the darker you go. So here's floral notes. So this is a lot more acidic because it's a light roast. And then this is a medium roast, half medium roast, which means you're going to get more fruity notes, which is still a little acidic. Then you get 5 beans deep, and you start getting the more bitter part because it's been roasted longer. So you're going to get more caramel notes, and then you get your chocolate notes, which is more on the bitter side, apparently, when you're more beans in. I mean, this is a really strange scale. I mean, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? What does it? No 10? Not 5? I mean, you go up to 6 here. So, I mean, if you do a scale of 1 to 6, I mean, this must be some kind of weird thing they must go by. See, it says it's made in Italy, but it's imported in Canada and then imported in the United States. So it is made in Italy. So, yeah, discover the origin of Arabica coffees. We select to create our unique blend at www.illy.com/Arabica section. Savor each of them with our Arabica selection. When you first read something, that's what you do. And when you vocalize it, it sounds like that. So when you're like stumbling over words every once in a while, that's what it sounds like when you vocalize it. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna look at that bed. Ooh, I'm very proud of that bed. That's a very good bed. Very solid flat bed on the coffee. So you want to go back in here and you kind of want to irritate it just a little bit, get the bed churning so that it you get as much extraction out of every ground that you can. That's the series of words I was looking for. I mean, other than the headache, it's actually a pretty good weekend. Like I said, we spent some time with friends on Sunday and had Korean barbecue, and it was just so much fun. We had beef and pork, and then, like I said, I tried the salmon, which was good. They had, see, they got shrimp, and watching the shrimp cook, I think it was like a garlic shrimp. Watching the shrimp cook was really fun. We also got some vegetables. The vegetables that we got, the potatoes, seemed best suited for the hot pot, which is the soup. Because you stick it in the soup, you let it go, and it seems to get, and they're sliced thin enough to where they absorb water quickly. If you get like potatoes and you put it on the griddle, it can take like 5 minutes for it to get anywhere, which is kind of, you know, not conducive to how quickly you want to eat the food. I think we will stop there. Seems good enough. This looks nice. I'm very excited. Okay, I'm not a connoisseur of coffee. I never have been. This is just a fun hobby that I like to do. I have been able to tell the difference between something that is acidic and something that is bitter. I've gotten that far. I mean, with each cup and with each different taste and with each different coffee, I'm getting more and more into what certain things mean. So I mean, you never really think about it. If you get the freeze-dried coffee that's instant, you don't really think about it if it's bitter or if it's acidic. You just think, oh, this is strong. I'm very proud of that bed. That bed is, I mean, I love that. That's great. There's not a lot up on the sides here. There's nothing. There's no funnel in the middle. It's just a flat bed where all the coffee just landed. Ah, that's something to be proud of. If you were to be proud of such things. Thank you. We thank you, coffee, for your sacrifice. Boom. All right. I'm going to have to clean that out again. Yeah, it's so weird. That coffee, the coffee that I get like this, or the Ethiopian coffee I got from Fresh Time, or anything generally that I got to dispense from a canister into a bag, it always gets these weird, almost waxy kind of particulate when I grind it. But then the stuff that I get from Bones Coffee, none of that. Never had a problem. It never came up. Never came out that way. So it's just weird. Anyway, I love this mug. It's a great mug. My favorite mug. It's a little awkward though because the lip kind of curves up like this. You want a straight. I mean, I prefer a straight lip. This has got a curved lip, which you kind of navigate around. That looks really good. It smells like coffee. I mean, like I said, I couldn't tell you the difference between an Ethiopian and a Colombian. Maybe if I had them sitting right next to each other, I could tell the difference. Oh, ooh. That's a nice mild coffee. It's not too acidic. There. Okay, so after a minute, you do get the fruit. I don't know what kind of fruit it is. It's just as sweet. Yeah. I mean, when you say, oh, does it taste like fruit? You're like, oh, does it taste like Fruity Pebbles? No, it doesn't taste like Fruity Pebbles. It's just notes. It's just hints. It's just, when I sip this, and it coats the tongue and it goes down, what do I feel to start with? What do I feel in the middle? And then as it's going away, what do I feel in the end? And yeah, this is a very nice, mild, not dangerous, not exotic coffee. I mean, it is if it's something if you wanted to start grinding, your own coffee just for the fun of it, but you don't know what it's going to taste like. Illy here, this Colombia coffee is about as baseline as you can get. It is not offensive. It is very tasty. Would probably go great with milk. Oh, that's nice. I like that. That is very pleasant. I usually don't put anything in my coffee unless, probably with that maca pot, I will start. I will continue to put some kind of milk or frothed milk into it because it does get strong. And then you come back to the pour over. It's more mild. It's you can get all the notes rather than just the coffee and then hints of things. You don't need to dilute it. It's fine right out of the carafe. Mm. Oh, it's really good. Okay, well, that's morning coffee, and that's all I really have to talk about. Don't know what I'll have to talk about tomorrow. I guess we'll find out. Maybe we'll try one of these in the maca pot with some frothed milk and see how that goes. And it'll be close enough to each other to where I can get a difference. Because like I said, this is really mild and sort of sweet and just wonderful to drink. You know, it's a wonderful experience. This is something that I'm very glad that I've been able to get into and very glad that I've been able to share with you. Is there anything, and this is the first time I'm saying this, so be gentle. Is there anything you may have seen that you're like, I don't know if I want to try that coffee-wise, that you may want me to try? Because I'm open to new things, and I'm at least willing to try it once. Unless it's like, if the word delicacy comes up, probably not happening. So you're like, I don't know if I want to try this. I wonder what this tastes like. And like I can't show you what it tastes like, but I can certainly describe to you what it tastes like and what it looks like. So I can kind of show you what it looks like. So, I mean, think about that. I mean, and bring it up. Bring it up on Facebook, or bring it up on YouTube. Whatever you like. I mean, if you don't, it's fine. You don't have to. I'm just very appreciative that you're here watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll check back in tomorrow. We'll give this another try, but we'll do it on the maca pot. Bye.